When I was making a chocolate cake, I suddenly realized the chocolate color was exactly the same as the poop I had just stepped in on my shoe, so I scraped it straight into the bowl. Then I made a batch of chocolate cake and, without hesitation, took it next door to the new neighbors. Looking at the fresh chocolate cake, the new neighbors accepted my gift and even praised my cake as tasty.
You did good.
Great.
I only wanted revenge because he pushed me into it. On the first night, the neighbor moved. He threw a wild party at his place. At first, I did not care, but to my surprise, after around 3 in the morning, their speakers were still blasting. That instantly made me furious. I spent the night listening to the noise and dragged myself to work the next day. When I got to my front door, I almost stepped in, poop on the ground. I did not expect the neighbor's dog to be pooping on her lawn. I felt disgusted, but I was in a rush to get to work, so I did not confront him. Then, after work, I came home and showered, ready to rest. I thought I would finally sleep well that night, but at midnight the deafening noise woke me up again. It was still around 3 in the morning. I ran angrily back to the neighbor's house.
Can you just turn the music down?
Seriously, what's your fucking problem? No, look at me, what's your fucking problem? Are you allergic to fun or something? You're so fucking... No, get the fuck out of my garden, you fucking grass. Go and fuck off. Go and fuck off.
I had no choice but to call the police. But the station said noise complaints were not their responsibility. They told me to join other neighbors and report it to the city department. So I took a pillow and drove to a quiet lakeside and slept in my car until dawn. When I came home that night after work, the neighbors saw I had not gotten the police to show up, and they became even more brazen. They started another party as soon as it got dark. I ran to the neighbor next door and asked them to report the problem, but they knew that guy was a thug and refused to help. With no one willing to help me, I had to put up with the noise, but I knew I had to do something about it. So the next morning, when the noisy neighbor had just fallen asleep, I took out the lawn mower to punish him and kept mowing circles on my own front lawn. But after a few steps, I suddenly stepped on something sticky. I saw the neighbor's dog had pooped on my lawn again. I could not take it anymore. I went home and made a chocolate cake and scraped the stuff from my shoe right into it. I made a cake that looked the same color. Then I knocked on the neighbor's door. Seeing him eat it made me very happy. But when she tried to sleep, the neighbor turned the speakers up to the max. Even. The cups on the table were shaking from the sound. To get back at him, I took out the spare key my mother had left me for the neighbor's house when she was alive. It turned out my mother had used to live next door. Then I sat by the window, and when the neighbor left in the morning to buy breakfast, I used the key to slip into the neighbor's house.